Hello, this is Joshua. Today I'm going to be doing a demonstration of standard hammer drills and SDS hammer drills to show the difference in speed when drilling through masonry or log concrete. Somebody's asked me a couple of times, and I figured I'd make this demo video to actually show people who don't actually know what they're intended for or what the difference is. I'm going to be using a couple of different models here, going down from the M12. This is the 241120. This is the old M12. I don't have the newer brushed version. Then we got the Milwaukee Fuel M12, which is the this is the 2404 hammer drill. Then we're going to do M18, which is going to be the, I believe this is the 2602. Yes, 2602 hammer drill. And then we're going to be doing the 2604 version, the Fuel M18 also. And then for SDS hammer drills, I'm going to use the Fuel version 2416 SDS hammer drill that does up to 5/8. And then also the M18 version, which is the 2605, and then give everybody an idea of what the different models and voltages and brushless will do. I don't have the other version of the M18. I got this one because it has the chipping mode on it, so I obviously can't do anything about that, but at least these two will give you a good idea. I am also going to be doing for the test your standard 3/16. This is for a 1/4 inch tap con, 1/4 inch, which would be a standard size for anchors, things of that effect. I've got red tape on these so that they go down the same depth as the regular hammer drills. And then we're doing 1/2 inch. done with our test now. I think it was pretty clear that the SDS drills had their place. Regular hammer drills are really good and they're pretty fast. The two fuels were obviously way faster in their class than the brushed counterclays. When it came to, get my cheat sheet, when it came to the TEPCON size 3/16 bit, we had, let's see here, we had 2411 with 34 seconds. We had the 2404 fuel at 24 seconds. We had the brushed version M18 2602 at 31 seconds. The fuel M18 2602 at 17 seconds. We had the M12 fuel 2416 at 20 seconds. And we had the M18 2605 at 7 seconds. So this was the winner in that competition overall. Then we had the 1/4 inch, which was 29 seconds. We had 16 seconds. We had 17 seconds, 8 seconds. This really whipped it up. I gotta say that was really quite impressive to see this thing go that quick. It was faster by 2 seconds with 1/4 inch than it was the 3/16. Then we had this one at 19 seconds. This was in 7 seconds. Once again, the SDS-1. Then we had the 1/2 inch. This one got 2 inches, then it hit a piece of aggregate. It stopped, it would not go any further, it was too hard, and this didn't have enough impact to actually break through. This one took 1 minute 55 seconds to go 9.5 inches. This one took 2 minutes 10 seconds to go 9.5 inches. This 2 minutes 5 seconds to go 9.5 inches. 45 seconds, 34 seconds. Once again, the winner. Clear winners between these two. The surprising difference once the bit got big, that much bigger. The SDS is really shining. Something I want to point out, the SDS system, which stands for Slotted Drive System, is a lot slower. Okay, you have this, which is 1500 RPM, which is, I think, is the same as the M18. M18 is 1700. This here, the fuel, is 1700 RPM, where this one here is 1850. So these are considerably faster than what the SDS is, which this is 900. And the M18, this one is 1400. Where the difference is, the reason why the SDS is so much more powerful when it comes to running drill bits is the impact. This is by far one of the best hammer drills on the market. It has a really strong, really hard-hitting impact, which is not rare, but on most hammer drills that are universal drills, they really don't have the hit behind it. Where this thing, when they made this, they really went all out with it. They did a good job by the way they made it. These, on the other hand, these have a lot harder impact, way harder than this. It's probably 1.5 pounds more. So, even though it's a lot slower, it hits the concrete, the end of the bit, so much harder that it breaks the concrete up even quicker, which in turn makes it drill faster. So it's not about speed. A lot of people, you'll hear them talk about, oh, my drill's faster. Well, it's all well and good and everything, but if it doesn't have the power to hit the concrete, tear it to pieces, then you may as well not even have a hammer drill. which is obvious out in the field if you take a Milwaukee and put it up against the wall. Okay, 1,850 RPMs, and it will beat a 2,000 RPM DeWalt any day of the week. I've done it quite a few times. Actually, kind of enjoy it. This drill is definitely the best drill on the market. Anything from drilling through plastic, butterfly bits, auger bits. Yesterday, as a matter of fact, I was using an auger bit, which I don't have in here. It was a 3/4 by 18 inches long. I was going through landscape timber to put rebar into it, and it drove the auger bit all the way through. It obviously bogged down pretty good, but it went all the way through, and it didn't stop once. It just went all the way through every single time. I drilled about 15 holes. Another thing is, when you start getting into bits this big, any one of the bits really, but especially with bits this big, the speed creates a lot of friction, which is going to heat up the bit where you can't touch it. These go so slow, you can grab the end of it, pull it right out, and it's not going to hurt you. Where if you take one of these, grab it after you drilled the hole, well, you're going to hurt. It's going to burn. So that's another key difference. Another thing is, since these are slower motors, the motors don't actually heat up nearly as much as on the hammer drill. Because these have a low-end torque on it. These have less torque when it comes down to pressing on it, so it's going to heat the motor up. So you're going to have a hotter bit, hotter motor for something that's going to take longer to drill. When it comes to Tapcons and anchors, you know, the 3/16 bit, 1/4-inch bit, this would be definitely a reasonable go-to tool any day of the week. Any one of these are great for that kind of thing. But anything over 1/4 inch, you should really be using an SDS drill. It's intended for that application. It's meant for bigger bits. It can handle the abuse a lot better. It doesn't get nearly as hot. So it's a great choice. And that's why I have so many drills. You know, this was my first one. It did me really well. Then I got the 18 volt, because I got into the 18 volt system shortly thereafter. And I got the fuel, because it came out with the fuel series, and I was really impressed. This, let's see here. With the 3/16, this was 24 seconds. And this one was 31 seconds. When it came to the 1/4 inch, 16 seconds, 17 seconds. When it came to the 1/2 inch, this was 1 minute 55 seconds, and this was 2 minute 10 seconds. So this 12 volt tool, brushless, beats this 18 volt brushed tool. I need to check. I'm not really sure about the torque. I believe this one still may beat this out, but in terms of concrete drilling, it's amazing what you're getting out of 12 volt tools these days. And Milwaukee's really killing the competition with these things. Not to mention they have bigger motors, which consume a little more energy, but they've got the power to back up the job you're doing. So that's the basic overview. I hope I made it easier for people to understand the difference between SDS and hammer drills. It's really a good thing to know, especially if you're going to be using larger bits on a regular basis. You know, instead of tearing up this drill, get the right tools, go quicker, make your life easier. Not to mention, when it comes to a bigger drill bit like this, it's a lot less fatigue when you use an SDS drill opposed to a standard hammer drill.